now the dangerous Nelson Cruz.
And that one is hit hard to left. That ball's back, and there's your grand slam. Nelson Cruz connects that triple. Love it. His fourth to the game, and suddenly it's a 2-point contest. In Carl Anthony Township, you said he needs to start exerting his will. Rob moving in, back to Johnson, he scores! First in the NHL for Luke Johnson.
FuzzJockRadio.
Sit down.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, look at that.
Hey.
I think this is our best audience yet. Yeah, I can say that. Yeah. Give it to yourself. Yes, this is FuzzJock Radio. We have an amazing audience tonight. Probably the best audience that we've ever had. They're very good looking. Look how good looking our audience is tonight.
Is like
Yourselves.
the most best looking audience anyone's ever seen.
Now, last week, J-Mez, you said that the audience. I said that the audience last week was the best audience, and then you're like, "Well, what about the audience before that?" And I'm like, "Well, it doesn't matter because this audience is better than all of them."
Well, it's a lot.
Somebody said last week it was going to be better than any audience we'd ever have, and I don't know if that's true anymore.
There's a lot of just the same people. Just the same people bringing their relatives.
They're not. Yeah, they're a lot of. We have a lot of reoccurring guests or a lot of reoccurring audience members that bring more family members and more of their friends to the table. This is FuzzJock Radio. My name is Fuzzy.
Hi, I'm J-Mez.
Hi, Fuzzy.
We have J-Mez, as he said. We also have Expert Andy.
I'm Expert Andy. Yes, thank you.
And
in the house tonight.
In the house tonight, we have Jordan. J-Mez's friend.
Hey, guys.
J-Mez's friend, Jordan. Oh, man, I totally forgot. Usually, Jordan, before the episode starts, I ask, how would you like me to say your name? Like, do you have a DJ name? Do you have? And I didn't do that. We didn't make anything up. We just went straight with Jordan. Jordan.
You know, in the parlance of the show, I'm going to go with Jobra. My name being Jordan Brandon. You know, if I want to be as cool as guys like J-Mez and C-Dubs,
Jobro?
we'll go with Jobra.
Jobro?
Yeah.
Jobro. J-O-B-R-O?
Yeah.
Jobro.
You know, that's not exactly it, but I'm going with it. I like it better.
Okay.
Jobro.
Well, that's what it is now.
Well, you can't pick your nickname, right? That's the rules of the game, right?
You see
Right.
this
So
guy.
this is okay now.
This guy is my bro for a long time.
Jobro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
How long have you known him, J-Mez?
I was like 2001.
Yeah. Well, it was my senior year in high school. I graduated 2001, so it was either 2000 or 2001, somewhere in there.
Sure.
Okay.
Like 20 years.
Yeah, dude. Double
Yeah.
decades.
That's a long time. Not as long as Splinter
Right. Well,
Expert Andy and I have known each other.
boy, that would have been 1994.
1994 we've known each other. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yep. This is not a best friends podcast. It could be. This totally could be because we've known each other for a
an
long
episode
time.
to the best friends tag team with Orange Cassidy and the Alien.
However, we can't do that because one of the best friends is not here, so it can't be the best friend. Get the cat out of the bag. C-Dubs is not here tonight.
C-Dubs.
Which is strange because he doesn't miss.
That's when he introduces himself.
Yeah, this is when he introduces himself. He's not here. It is his birthday. He's not here because of his birthday. He's not here because he has to work on his birthday, which is kind of okay because he works for the Dodgers and he's getting some,
He's a world champion.
He's a world champion, so he can take a night off,
Yeah.
We'll give him a night off.
Yeah. He's probably
Does he have a
listening.
T-shirt?
Yes.
Oh, he's
He's
He
got
gives
the
lots of
ring.
paraphernalia.
Oh, champion t-shirts, championship rings. He's got it all. Hats,
Hairbands.
all the things. The hair to match it.
Mhm.
Jordan, Mojo.
Yes, sir.
Mojo Joe Bro.
Joe Bro, Mojo Bro. You are the special guest tonight.
For season 4.
Season 4, episode 8. Is that right?
Yeah.
We are on episode 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's episode 8, C-Dubs' birthday special, okay? So what we need you to do by the end of the episode, have, a very sentimental thing to tell C-Dubs for his birthday. Make sure make sure it comes from the heart, and that will be his birthday gift. Don't tell him, but that will be the birthday gift from us. Is your sentimental thing to say to him.
I'm happy to do that. It should be clear that I've never met him. So
that's okay.
I'm happy to do
That'll
it.
be
No
perfect.
problem. Okay.
That's how we roll.
You've met him in your heart, though, by listening.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. You're wrecking my heartfelt speech that I'm going to give. You're giving it away. That's what I was going to say.
Yep. So you're a hest, which means that you're not a guest and you're not a host, but it means you're a hest, which means
You are a guest and a host.
at the same time, which we all are as well, right? None of us are hosts and none of us are guests. We're both hosts and guests at the same time. So, which means that we're all on the same playing level. We're on the same playing level.
Yep. There's no ranks or
ranks,
stars or badges.
No. There's no leader here. Everybody's equal, if that makes sense. That doesn't really happen a whole lot in a lot of the world. So we like to make sure that in this world, that we all know that we're all equal. So don't worry about over talking one of us, or if you have something to say that's very important, make sure it's very important though. Just go ahead and speak it. We like to start the show off with what we did this last week in Splinter. Master Andy, expert Splinter. How was your week? What did you do? What's going
I had
on?
a great week. Well, I've been trying to keep the lawn alive, first alive.
Now we got the drought going on.
Pour water on it every day and night. I don't know why it's still crispy. I don't think it's rained. And, it hasn't grown more than a half an inch in 3 weeks.
You growing
My neighbor.
chicken?
What's that?
Chicken nuggets?
No, I'm trying to grow green lawn grass. We haven't had rain.
You don't want crispy.
My dad,
No,
he mows lawns for a living, and he said that this last week he was only able to do 19 lawns because it was not
those people shouldn't be mowing their lawns. I don't know what they're doing.
well, they're ones with the irrigation systems, those rich people. He's mowed their lawns, 19 of them, instead of the 152. So I totally understand how
it's bad.
How bad it is. James, how was your week? What's up?
Man, my lawn's just fine. I didn't mow it, but it's doing okay.
Yeah.
I watered some vegetables
Yeah.
in my yard.
Good.
It's been dry though.
Jordan, this is your first week here, so we like to start from the very beginning of
The week.
of the
No.
I would like to say not beginning of your life, but before that. What's been going on? What's been going on? How you been doing?
I got a little bit of an issue with long-term memory, so I'm just going to stick to the past week. No, I live in the Minneapolis area. Grew up with James mostly, in terms of our adult lives. I'm sorry,
Nice.
James. And more recently, I've got a wife and 2 daughters, and they're both playing softball. So that's my sports life 4 nights a week. It's going to watch girls play softball.
No, I notice I noticed that you're friends with James, and I see that you have guitars behind you. Are you a musician like James is?
Yeah, well, James is definitely a more accomplished musician than me. That's how we met. But
Good luck
you
with
know,
that.
but yeah, but now I'm an old man, and have a wife and kids and
Yeah.
job, and James has those things now.
I've
But my
had
oldest daughter is
jobs.
15.
You
Yeah,
don't think
right.
I've had jobs?
Well, that's good
Nobody
to know.
wants to hear songs about wife and kids and job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good
No,
to know.
I'm 38 years old. Nobody wants to hear my perspective now. It is, it's exactly what you
Why
all hated your
can't they
dads for.
make filing taxes easier?
Well,
Yeah, right.
well, I'm glad that you're on the show.
Don't touch the thermostat.
I did do something kind of fun in the past week, though. I
What's
just
that?
got back yesterday from 4 days in the Boundary Waters, so
Oh,
it was a
Ooh.
slight departure from the doing my taxes life that James described.
well, that's
For our
really
international
cool.
listeners, that's an area here in northern Minnesota.
I think the international listeners would know that because
It's Quetico for those in Canada.
what is it?
Quetico
Is
is
that a different
the
language?
Canadian side of it. Yeah.
Is that like is that French or Canadian?
It's French Canadian.
Yeah. So just like on the other side of the border from the Boundary Waters, the park continues where it's still only accessible by canoe. There's no roads or anything,
See-
and that's Quetico is
see-
the Canadian side of it.
I bet you, expert Andy, not to put you on the
Mhm.
spot because you're expert Andy, but I bet you the Canadians know about the Boundary Waters.
I'll bet they do.
Yeah.
Well, although I don't know Connecticut other than the Twins water sponsor. We're not sponsored by them, but
We're not.
that's the only Connecticut I know.
Okay. Well, I'm very happy that James brought you on. I want to make sure that we get your perspective on sports because this is not a lawn podcast. It's not a drought podcast. It's not about the Boundary Waters either. Sorry, but it's just not. But I'm also really happy that you're here because we can. I can after the show remind me that I can talk to you about maybe having you do a commission for FuzzJockRadio intro song since James doesn't do it.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
And baseball's here.
And it's fun again.
Did you hear what I just said?
Sometimes.
I want an intro. I want you and Mojo to make an intro for us.
I'm in. Mez, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, you guys got
Lay down a beat.
guitars, you guys got instruments and stuff.
Let's Mark Rebelay this right now.
Let's do that. Join us
Oh no.
for a home run challenge. Tomorrow, since the Twins are losing a lot,
Not today.
we're going to talk
Yes.
about good things about the Twins right away. We won't even bring up that they've been losing. We'll just talk about the good fun things that they like to do. And we got a home run challenge at the Target Field on Tuesday, June 15th. That's tomorrow. So if you're up in the Target Field area, make sure and go see the home run challenge.
Go see it.
Sounds like so much fun.
There'll be a lot of cool people there.
Dude, who's going to be there?
Joe Mauer. He's kind of hosting the thing.
Justin Marneau.
Jim Tomei.
Yep. Trevor Plouffe.
Trevor Plouffe.
Brian Dozier.
Nick Punto.
Joe Nathan.
Oh,
Jim Tomey.
That's right.
Yeah.
Joe
Wait,
Nathan was
is Joe Nathan batting?
Joe Nathan.
Yeah,
He's
well,
a slugger, man.
Joe Nathan and Brian Dunsing, two relief pitchers, actually.
Huh.
Who and there's also a doctor for the Twins or for the Gillette Children's Hospital that's going to bat.
Wow.
I don't have his name here in the notes, but
Yeah,
that'll
it's-
be exciting.
This is gonna be fun.
They'll get 2 opportunities to hit as many home runs as possible. The top 8 earners will then compete in single elimination bracket until Mauer and Friends Home Run Challenge champion is named.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tickets are $25 to $75, and they're going to sign a lot of the softballs actually before they hit them out.
Nice.
So you can get a Joe Mauer softball.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. And then, of course, all the ticket proceeds are a direct donation to the Gillette Children's Specialty Healthcare. So it's not just going to like the Twins and the. Could you imagine if they had this cool event.
Come
and
check us.
The
Hit some
Polettes
softballs.
just put all the money in their pocket. I mean, it just sounds like something that they would do.
Here's your 5%, Joe.
LaTroy Hawkins was named the All-Star manager, AL team manager for the All-Star futures game. What's that?
The All-Star Futures game.
They get all the best minor leaguers together. They get the International League against the I don't know.
All-Star futures.
I don't know what the other league is.
So this is like the future of baseball's All-Star team.
Yeah, they'll have some great players there. I mean, Twins will probably have Royce Lewis or whatever his name is there.
Royce Lewis is very much All-Star, a future All-Star.
And that's pretty cool that LaTroy Hawkins is named
He's going to manage the AL team.
The AL team
for that game.
That's really dope. He's been doing a lot of mic work a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's good.
You know, he's been doing a lot of color commentary with who's been on the list of comment. Morneau does a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Morneau was named lead analyst this past year.
Okay.
I saw. So he's the main guy. I think he probably does 100 games or so. And then Hawkins is probably number 2, I'd say.
And then we got Dick Bramer, who was never a...
Bramer's full-time.
Okay.
He's there every day.
Okay.
He's the play-by-play guy. You got the play-by-play guy who calls the game, and then the color guy who does the the color.
The flavor.
Tells the fun stories, the analyzing, breaking it down, that kind of thing.
Gives you the flavor, gives you the context.
So you got the play-by-play and the color commentary. And so what you're saying is that the play-by-play guy basically just says what's going on in the game right here and now. Mm-hmm. And then the color
you think about it, you'd never hear Dick Bramer tell a story.
No, you don't.
Mm-mm.
And then the color commentary guy, he fills out the in-betweens of the plays, the so-called, that's going to... He threw that.
Like, I used to bat against this pitcher, and he has these pitches, and he had a really good pitch that made me hit a home run.
Fills it out
or something. Yeah.
Colors in the pages, right?
I did it really.
Two very distinct jobs. I don't know if a lot of people notice that.
I don't know. I think that a lot of people would just think that they're just doing the same job. Joe Mo, did you know that they had 2 different announcers?
Yes, but I'm not a frequent Twins TV watcher or baseball watcher in general. So I understand the 2 different roles, but I have no idea who they are.
I wonder if they have that going on in different other sports. Do they have that? They do. That's like in football, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that football is definitely more my thing, and they're famous pairings right now. But like the big one over our lifetimes is Pat Summerall and John Madden, right? Like you'd have one telling you, all kinds of stories, and one just kind of very dryly telling you what's going on the field, and then you just get yourself the biggest video game franchise in the world out of it. It's great.
And the third guy in football, actually, the on the field guy, is where it gets real interesting.
Oh,
best one of those all time.
And
Who you got, Joe Bro?
I honestly, the only one I can think of right now is somebody who I don't like at all, and that's Booger McFarland. I think he's bad at his job, but that's the only one that comes to mind.
Tony Siragusa.
Oh yeah, I love Tony Siragusa. Yeah, absolutely.
He was the best.
Let's bring it a little bit back to baseball with that, with how they're trying to do that more. They're gonna have announcers down on the field and starting to talk to the players and managers in between innings and stuff like that. And we're gonna start seeing that even more with the COVID restrictions being lifted. Is that there's going to be the on-field personality.
Haven't we talked about that seeming annoying?
Yeah.
To try to question these people.
Don't like it.
I don't think they'd listen to us first time around we talked about it, though.
Well, and you talked about the Osaka, Naomi Osaka at the French Open, right?
Yeah.
And her unwillingness to speak to the media. And yeah, I wonder if there is, I think for the existing situations where this happens, it's part of the Players Association's contracts, and like it or not, that's part of what you're agreeing to through your player contracts.
What do you
But I don't know how you add that at this point.
What do you think of that as a fan?
They don't do anything for me. I mean, they don't add anything to the game for me, honestly. To have somebody come, to have an NBA coach come walking off the court at halftime and say, "We're trying to score more points than we give up." That doesn't add anything.
That's what C-Dub says. Like, it's all essentially word salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
Right.
And I was just gonna say, it's kind of strange that most of the sports are doing this at the same time, and then my brain thought, no, wait, a lot of these announcers or a lot of these commentary people are the same people between sports as well. Like you have
it's a
like I don't want to call out. I suppose I don't want to call out sport people's names or anything like that, but they have the same reporters because it's all owned by the same network, and so they're double dipping
They get all the big games.
They're double dipping their reporters into different sports instead of having specific reporters for specific sports nowadays.
Yeah.
I suppose Collinsworth is the one that really started that up, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, to me, I think of Chris Collinsworth as a purely football guy, but I don't know. Maybe I could be missing him in other other sports. Maybe Costas is an older guy.
Yeah, Bob Costas. That's who I was trying to think of.
Yeah,
he was big back in the day, but
in multi-sports.
Yeah,
sure.
Oh yeah.
And I think one of the reasons for that is people get to know a personality, and that's marketable, and that might be, even though even if I personally don't get anything out of it, that might be the reason behind these on-field interviews and on-court interviews or whatever it is, because then you have personalities to market, especially with a thing like the NFL where you never see somebody outside of a helmet and face mask. You don't see their face, you don't get to know their voice, their personality. Maybe that is the thought behind it, that you are creating an attachment to a person, as opposed to the team, the uniform.
Yeah,
I think that's a good point.
That is
that's to give
point.
it it's easier to give it a narrative then.
Well, it's just marketable. It's it's
story building.
It's logo. It's like logos. If you have one reporter throughout all of your sports programming instead of multiple faces, people are like, oh, I know that person. I know that person. I know that person. I can trust this sport. It's marketing, right?
Yeah.
It's like putting the FuzzJockRadio logo on every shirt that people have. It's.
They trot Bob Costas out there. It's going to be a big deal.
It's going to be a big one.
You make him suffer through pink eye to get through the Olympics.
Oh yeah. He'll do anything.
And it's like, I don't want to take any money out of anybody's pocket by any means, but I believe that they should open it up. There's more jobs provide more jobs available for more announcers. Like you have a announcer for, and I know every team has like their home team announcers and stuff like that, but like every sport should,
there's probably something
you could implant a reporter with every team, and then they could be part of the team and hang out in the dugout, and then it'd be like they were just hanging out.
Well, that's like a Ahmad Rashad, isn't it, with Michael Jordan?
Ahmad Rashad was great.
He was.
Yeah, again though, a football player who I knew from Saturday mornings on NBA Inside Stuff, right? Like somebody who is a brand of himself, transcends his sport. Yeah. Well, along with Summer Sanders, who was a swimmer.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
Who should be the full-time color commentary spot, Splinter? Who do you think?
All right, I'll do it.
Jameis?
Not Roy Smalley.
No, not Robbie Smiley. Something that did you have an answer? I'm sorry. I was just like, I'm gonna just keep on moving on.
Not
No,
really
I'm pretty sure Morneau's got the full-time job and just doesn't want to do it all 162 games.
The older he gets, I bet the more he'll want to.
Yeah, once his kids grow up.
Yeah.
Then he'll not want to again. And they'll be like, pick a lane.
What?
And then by that time, LaTroy Hawkins has already swooped in.
Yeah.
I like Morneau as the announcer. He's really good.
I also
really
like
good at
LaTroy Hawkins.
Is LaTroy?
I like Roy too. Yeah, he's pretty good. He brings a lot of good analysis.
I like
He'll be a coach though.
I like how Brammer got really pissed off about the substance abuse happening in the pitchers deal. The pitchers deal, the substance abuse,
those pitchers
using the spider tack and the whatnot. I really like that. If you listen to any of the games, Brammer was like he's like the what did you call it? The special? No, he's play-by-play. So he's supposed to just be saying all the like the boring stuff. Oh, he hit a hit. Oh, there's a. Oh, but the play-by-play people are the ones that get to be able to go like home run, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, they get that part. But he went off script and started talking about the substance abuse by the pitchers. Joe Mo, have you heard about the substance abuse by the pitchers?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm mostly following it through your podcast.
Well, that's cool.
But I'm aware of it.
We've been on the pulse of this.
And when you say substance abuse, everybody thinks steroids or they're injecting stuff or like illegal substances, as in like steroids and injecting themselves with stuff. That type of stuff. It's not. It's like using, and then people are like, well, and then you're like, they're putting shit on the ball so they can hold on to it more. And then people are like, oh, like Partine? And you're like, not Partine.
No.
That's not
No,
right.
like super glue.
Pine tar. Like pine tar and like sunscreen. That's what everybody knows that pitchers use pine tar and sunscreen to get the ball a little bit more tacky so you can hold on to it a little bit better. And
these are things we were on already that people were using.
It's not pine tar and sunscreen. It's like the shit that you put it on your hand. I don't know if you've seen videos of this, Jomo, but you put it on your hand and then people will put their hand down on a concrete block and they'll push down a little bit and then they'll be able to lift their hand up and the concrete block comes up with it.
I have not seen that. That's wild.
Not holding onto it at all. Flat hand on the concrete block, and the shit is sticky. And
if you ride through that ball, it wouldn't go anywhere.
Well, right. That's what I'm curious about. Is like you want it to be a little bit sticky to get more rotation, but if it's that sticky, how do you control? That it doesn't just spin too far the other direction or something like that. There's still got to be some moderation.
That's 100% part of the problem. Well, maybe not 100% part of the problem. It's part of the problem. Maybe like 80% part of the problem, or 75%. I don't know, but it's part of the problem. They can't control it. They can't control it. There's more balls.
There's a lot more wild pitches too.
A lot more wild pitches. A
lot more people getting hit.
Players. A lot more balls into the ground. I've seen.
It probably is happening. That it's going the wrong way.
But with that extra high spin rate, the ball's doing something that people like batters are like, I've never seen a baseball ever move that like that before. It's just crazy. And so another part of the problem is that the umpires, and this is my theory, the umpires have been calling a lot of strikes that are not strikes. Like the outline of the thing shows that it's not a strike, it's totally ball, and most of the time it's on the outside. It's like outside. Right. And
then it's breaking too hard too late, right? That's the
Yes, exactly. And I think it's not just tricking the batter's eyes, but it's tricking the eyes of the umpire. So then they're calling a strike that's not a fucking strike. And another part of the problem, well, it's just cheating, right? It's cheating, right? Because there's a book, there's a book on the rules, there's a rules on the books saying that you can't do this because people are there used to not be a rule, and people were putting so much shit on the balls that people couldn't see them, and somebody got hit by a ball and couldn't see it and died, right? And so they put a rule in the books saying you can't put shit on there. But, whatever, people get away with little things and they move on. Well, they are mulling it over, the MLB, and the actual order. They're going to enforce it. They're going to enforce it now. I got this thing that says the actual order for umpires to enforce the rule might occur a week later in the range of June 21st, according to sources. The elongated rollout and source-driven discussion of the foreign substance crackdown has been by design to some degree. MLB's hope is that pitchers who use foreign substances like spider tack and homemade super glues will be scared straight by the public conversation and stop using them. The sports powers,
fair warning,
said one source, do not want to find any violators of the foreign substance. So they're going to crack down as of June 21st. So they got some time to
get a few more spins there. Get the last of your few more spins on there.
Oh yeah, you get a few more spins, but I think like Expert Andy just said, fair warning. I think that is.
You shouldn't have to do that. Just crack down on it. It's already against the rules.
I guess, but you guys have talked about the MLB's unwritten rules before, which I agree is absolute nonsense. Should not be a thing, but that doesn't change the fact that it is. So if everybody understands that it is an equal playing field while violating the rules, if they're going to start enforcing that rule to increase offense, make the games more exciting, I think it makes sense to give some warning and say, we're going to actually start doing this for real. Mm-hmm. Here's your warning. Then and then I hope they actually do.
I mean, that's
10-game suspension.
That's a good point, because they haven't done so yet. They haven't done so at all yet. So why not give everybody a fair warning? Somebody also mentioned to me at one point that how many of these pitchers are actually doing it, and can the MLB afford to lose that many pitchers all at once? Because they are caught.
You think they could all? You think they could all go on strike essentially by continuing to do it and see if they have the guts to suspend them?
I didn't think of it on that side. I didn't think of it on that side of it at all. I just thought the MLB would be like, well, we can't lose these pitchers if we suspend them.
Right, which to me that's the reason for the warning, right? Is like like they said, they don't want to find anybody in violation. They want to give warning, make it happen the right way.
I don't think that the pitchers are going to do that, but like, what if they did? What if they thought that this was something that they should be able to do? So obviously the pitchers, if they're not doing that, obviously they know that they're doing something wrong, right? Otherwise,
it'd be so fun. You'd have like 30 to 20 games. It would go on forever. They'd bring up a bunch of minor leaguers, and you'd still have the big league batters.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Like the pitchers are like, nope, we're striking. We're going.
Dude, this is actually the undercover plan to finally usurp the Twins' home run record.
Oh, bastards!
But James, with the Twins, do you think La Tortuga is using these pine tars or spider tack or whatever? Because he's pitched in like 5 games this year, right? I don't think he's doing it with his 50-mile-per-hour pitches.
I think he probably was.
I don't think. I mean, I know you asked James.
Cy Young.
I apologize.
But
no. Tortuga for Cy Young.
I want to answer this question. Can I answer this question?
You may answer this question.
I don't think the Twins are cheating. Because they.
Oh, come on.
I don't think the Twins are cheating, or they stopped cheating once they realized that Donaldson had a hit list. Because Donaldson's.
Fuzzy's gone on the record and said that he doesn't think the Twins are cheating.
Because Donaldson have you seen his history of how angry he gets and how mad?
I wouldn't
want
want to be cheating in that locker room.
I would not want to be caught cheating by Donaldson one bit if on the same team, because he would punch you.
I bet
He would in the face.
I mean, I can totally see Rocco being like, whatever, guys. Just don't let me know. Don't let me know. I'll turn a blind eye. I can see Rocco being that type of.
Nah, he's the chosen one. He wouldn't. He's too
deadhead.
pure.
I can't see Kenta doing it one bit. And then, I wouldn't want to be on Donaldson's bad side at all. And if he's the one that's really putting it to the MLB to do shit, man, the Twins better not have a fucking cheater at all. They better not.
If anybody, it'd be somebody in the bullpen, that's just getting called up and down.
Yeah, one of the kids, one of the new guys, right?
Yep.
Speaking of up and down, the Twins are still down.
They're playing the Mariners.
They're playing the Mariners.
Kenta Maeda, back in the rotation, started the game today.
Is the game still going on?
I believe so.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. It didn't start that long ago. It was a night game.
Oh yeah, this is a really late game.
A night game out west.
Oh,
dude, guess what though?
What?
The Twins are awesome. They're doing great. Kenta Maeda's back. He's starting today's game.
Started tonight.
Arias is reinstated on the roster as of today, so he's back. Man, Buxton is probably coming soon too. But in good news for Buxton, he currently is in top 3 for All-Star voting.
That's dope.
Yeah, dude.
He hasn't even played that much.
No, but
Wow.
he played the 1 month like a fucking boss.
Yeah, he did. And you said that they're doing well.
They're tied 3-3 with the Mariners. Bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, we can't say real scores over the air since we're live.
These are numbers
but
that
just
could have
numbers
happened.
and stuff. But one of the other numbers
I
that
heard
I know,
possible.
one of the numbers that I know is that
Be
the
anything.
Twins are 26 and 39. They are not the worst in the league. The Orioles have that with 22 and 42.
There you go.
23 and 41 the Pirates. So and the Diamondbacks are 20 and 46.
Yeah, right there. See,
So we're not.
Twins are doing great.
We're doing great.
Yeah, Twins are doing great.
FuzzJockRadio. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it.
Basketball time on
FuzzJockRadio.
Tuesday. The Joker was officially won the 2020-21 MVP honor, beating the other two finalists in Philadelphia 76ers big man Joel Embiid and Golden State Warriors sharpshooter Stephen Curry.
I don't know. That doesn't sound right. Like
What?
that, you can't have a movie be
No.
an NBA MVP.
Expert Andy. Who won the MVP?
Jokic.
Yeah, the
Nikola.
Nuggets superstar took the award via landslide victory after he got 91 first place votes en route to the 971 points to 385 points ahead of Embiid, who finished second. So this is the first player to win the MVP since Shaquille O'Neal. Really?
Wow.
Is it?
Wait, the first center.
No,
Yeah.
no player has won the
Oh,
MVP
no.
since
Did I forget the word center?
Yeah.
Oh, you said player.
Like
Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal took that award and just like left, and everyone's like, "Dude, wait,
Yeah.
you got to give
He
that
was
back."
the most valuable
And he-
ever, though.
he was
Think about it.
long
Remind me
gone.
to
He couldn't
remind
be-
me to edit that, and we'll put in the word center so the downloaders will not know that.
I mean, that's really going to make me
mistake
look
there.
like a jerk, but okay.
No. It's,
I'm kidding.
but yeah, he's the first center since Shaquille O'Neal to win the award. So congratulations.
Congratulations,
Pretty.
Was it handed
Shaquille
down
O'Neal
to
for
him?
holding the award for
Yeah.
25 years.
Did it have to get personally passed down to him from Shaquille O'Neal? Like Shaquille O'Neal had to like search him in day and night, according to legend, and then show up on his doorstep and be like, the
There could
prophecy,
be only one.
the prophecy
MVP.
foretold. Here's the MVP honors.
The Brooklyn Nets. So the playoffs are going on. Do you know that, James?
Yeah, Phoenix is doing great, right?
Are they?
Probably. I heard they're
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are already in the conference finals. They just kicked ass 4-0 against Denver. Utah leads the LA Clippers 2-1, and 76ers lead Atlanta 2-1, and the series is tied with Milwaukee and Brooklyn. And unfortunately, Brooklyn just got another injury in the Game 4 loss. Hardy down, James Harden, and they see Kyle Irving with a sprained ankle as the Bucks took full advantage of the knot the series at 2-2. So that's not good.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving looks like he's going to be. I mean, that right now he's only officially out for Game 5, but it does not look good.
Not
It looks like he's probably out for a little longer. Well, and same with Harden with his hamstring.
dude. And they had
Those are the best players, aren't they?
yeah, absolutely.
Two of the three,
Bro.
really. I mean, Kevin Durant is.
I mean, some
Yeah,
people have
they
heard of
have
him, I
KD.
guess.
But man, what if Kevin Durant can hold them on his shoulders, a sprained ankle usually is something that they can bounce back from pretty quickly. But man, that'll be an interesting thing to keep track of. And then in the WNBA, the Lynx won another game, 80-64 against
Nice.
against the LAS. They are looking great. I'm just bringing up my notes here.
It's the Los Angeles Sparks.
The
Spark,
Sparks, yeah.
I think.
Yep. Yeah. Great game. 2 of 3 3-pointers. Cooper, 2 of 4 3-pointers. Coffee. Just, ladies looked awesome.
Yeah, they're working their way up the standings after a real slow start.
So yeah, they were at the bottom for a little bit, and they're 4-5 now.
Yeah.
Which is eighth.
For 8th place.
Looks like 8th place.
Out
yeah.
of 12.
Seattle Storm is 10-2. Still a lot more games than everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, have we ever figured that out?
Are they just like scrimmaging against themselves and then being like, yeah, we totally played a game, we won.
I bet you that's what's going on.
Who did they play?
Who lost? I don't know. Some our team from Canada. Probably never heard of them.
But what's awesome is that it's not awesome. We have a couple players that have been injured, but Natalie Akona and the guard Ariel Powers are both on the injured list. So it's like a medial collateral ligament, MCL sprain, in her right knee, and she will be out indefinitely. And Powers also underwent an MRI, which confirmed a tear on the UCL in her right thumb. Powers will undergo surgery later this week and will also be out indefinitely. Further updates on their progress will be issued then when more information becomes available. Even though that they're injured, the Lynx are still winning, so that's a good sign, right?
The Lynx.
Yeah. We wish them a healthy recovery.
Man, do you think?
I do.
I wonder what
Probably.
finger does it say UCL? Her right thumb. You use your thumb to shoot.
Fingers in basketball, I got bad memories.
Yeah. Getting them jammed all the time.
Yeah, I had weak fingers.
You gotta get one of those stress balls or one of those. I suppose as a guitar player, JMO, your fingers are pretty.
He's got really pretty fingers.
Guess. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, look at those fingers.
They're pretty robust, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, that said, if it was basketball, whether it's your thumb, I mean, your pinky might be the least important, but it's always involved, right? Like every time you dribble, every time you catch a pass, it's going to be in the way if it's injured. So there is no good finger to have injured.
Did you play sports
Being-
in high school at all, or in college, or now?
Yeah. In high school, I went to a very small school for most of my high school career, so I played football and basketball and ran track. Played little league baseball as a kid. So I've been around sports a lot. But
Are you me?
maybe.
I played football, basketball, and track, and I played some little league baseball when I was younger. Until fast pitch, and then I'm like, well, these motherfuckers are throwing fast baseballs at me. I'm not going to play baseball anymore. And then
that's pretty much how I feel about it. Is once they start curving even a little bit, I'm gonna miss every single time. So it's time to move on.
Yeah, they're gonna hit me with those pitches. That's what I was worried about.
Oh yeah, it hurt.
So then I quit, and then I went into karate, and then high school came around, and then I started playing football, basketball, and track, and
nice.
Then I went to state track. Did you go to state in any of those sports?
No. Going to state.
Did you go to state, dude?
Yeah. My sophomore year in high school, we were the runner-up in North Dakota, was where I was at the time, for 9-man football.
Oh, cool.
9-man, that's badass.
I played about 2 minutes in that game, so I'm not taking any credit for getting us there or losing.
You need to take all the credit.
Are you ready for some football?
Speaking of football, there's a lot of football stuff going on.
So much football.
I wish I could talk while reading at the same time. Can any of you guys do that? Like, there's a thing where you can breathe and be underwater at the same time.
Yeah.
And then there's also the thing where you can,
or you can play like a horn and keep breathing.
Yeah. Circular
that's
breathing.
what it is. That's what I'm thinking. Circular breathing. You're not underwater
You
playing.
can't breathe underwater. Nobody can breathe underwater except Aquaman, Fuzzy.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be neat though? I think that'd just be neat.
Cool.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be great.
Circular breathing, and then is it what would it be called if you could read and talk at the same time?
Circular talking.
Circular talking?
Probably.
It's just called magic.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It'd be like,
well, it's called reading out loud. I don't know.
Patting your head and rubbing your tummy.
That's a good.
Do I have to be talking about something else, or can I just be saying the words I'm reading? Because that's easy. I can do that.
I can't comprehend what we're doing right now at all.
We are. Everything we have said was all read.
Oh, speaking of football, the XFL's back.
Yeah.
There was a quote from one of the owners, the co-owner Danny Garcia. Next time that happens, where there's like a brain fart there, somebody take over for me, and I'll click on the link. I'll try to remember to click on the link that I have for the note.
Oh,
because what was going on, I was reading this thing. I'm like,
what does this mean?
What does this mean? While it is no small task, this is a quote from the owner Danny Garcia. While it is no small task and we are months from hitting the field, it's humbling to see that following my passions has had such a positive impact in other people's lives. It gives me joy to hear that this acquisition inspired others to take a leap in their own careers. So with all that bullshit that she just said about her doing stuff for other people, what she dropped, and I don't know if it was accident, is that the XFL is just months away from being on the field. So they're about to start playing here very soon,
or at least practicing.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Dude, you know what this means?
What?
The XFL is gonna be a trilogy.
It's
You're
now,
right.
This is like XFL is back.
now Vince McMahon free.
And this time it's
So is the
serious.
I
Vince
don't
McMahon free.
like expert Andy just said. Yeah, you used to be Vince McMahon. Is the new owner somebody of note? I don't know that name. Is that somebody that you guys have heard of?
I'm reading.
Danny Garcia?
Garcia. Danny Garcia. I'm just seeing who she is. It doesn't say in this thing here.
She's definitely named Danny Garcia.
But Dwayne Johnson, The
Yeah.
Rock,
yeah.
and
The
then
Rock,
the Red
probably.
Bird Capital were the selected as winning bidders last August for all of the assets of Alpha Entertainment LLC, the parent company of the XFL.
This is the co-owners.
It cost them
We got here.
$15 million.
Danny Garcia is an American businesswoman and a professional bodybuilder.
Oh, okay. So she's a bodybuilder.
And
Yes, and producer.
of course, we're all producers.
So she's a bodybuilder. That's probably what she started, like, well, where she got the money.
So maybe she had a paper route.
She might have.
Yeah, it was pretty
So
presumptuous.
$15 million it cost them to get it. They got The Rock Johnson, we got a bodybuilder, and a red bird behind it.
Yep.
And they also have deals with the CFL, the Canadian Football League,
Ooh.
to do stuff together. So there's a lot going on here.
That's still around.
What's that?
That's interesting that that Dwayne Johnson is part of this, considering it came from Vince McMahon, right? Like, I mean, I assume the two wouldn't at least want to be direct competitors in any way. There must be some continuity between the old XFL and new XFL.
Yes, yeah. No, the McMahon they just sold out. They just sold it.
Yeah.
Like
Huh.
before
But he did hit him with a chair at the contract signing.
Okay, good.
Yeah. During COVID, the XFL just closed down, and then they sold it to The Rock. And
All right.
it's
Well, I hope they bring back Rod Smart. That's all.
I mean,
And Herschel Walker.
I do on the field work.
hopefully, it brings in competition for the NFL finally. Just kind of like what AEW is doing for WWE. We can get into that later. Is doing. Hopefully, the XFL coming in will give the NFL a little bit more competition, and also
More competition.
there is more competition coming. The USFL is being revived to compete with the XFL and the NFL. The United
Aaron Rodgers has got a lot of options. Is what you're saying.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Very, very good point.
This is the same that did like the springtime football league before, right? USFL?
Yeah. The United States Football League. No, that was the.
What is that?
Well, the USFL is back in history. That
Yep.
That was the one with the
was
funny
where-
pants, right?
Well,
this-
I honestly don't remember. It's that long ago. So Herschel Walker was in the USFL
Okay. It
for
is that
years.
One. It is that
you
one.
know, Doug Flutie.
Yeah.
No, he was in the CFL. I'm sorry.
Um,
You know, the extremely
Steve
famous
Young.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers and 49ers quarterback, Steve Young. Yeah, thank you.
Steve Young was.
He was a USFL guy.
So this is the one where one of the main owners, the guy that was really running the thing and making sure that everything was like on par, died of cancer. And during the time of him coming down with cancer, that asshole,
The former guy.
the former guy bought a team or bought in and then sued the NFL for and then made it so that they moved from spring to the fall time.
Yeah.
And then sued the NFL for monopoly practices and won, and then the jury gave the USFL $1 for their winnings, which bankrupt their league and took a lot of money out of their players' pockets. So hopefully they don't let that motherfucker back into the USFL when they start back up. But yeah, competition, man. I think it's gonna be good for for the XFL or the NFL to have competition. And like you said, Splinter, it gives players more options. Like a Mr. Packer fan, Mr. Packer, Aaron Rodgers.
Man.
He did not show up to minicamp.
Mandatory minicamp.
Yeah, he lost a lot of money. X-Ray Andy, you know about money. How much money did he lose?
Oh boy, thousands.
I've heard about this.
So he didn't show up to minicamp this week. Displeased with the organization. I don't know.
One thing I
Nowhere to
want to
see
bring
the
up.
Clark Hinkle Field.
So I know you guys have previously talked about how several of the Packers wide receivers were also staying out of the optional OTAs.
Yes.
And one of the big stories this week was that Devontae Adams, who is his main receiver, has announced publicly that he will not be holding out. And there's kind of a question of like, will he hold out as a sign of solidarity with his quarterback? I think what he had to say about it is really something that more common people can relate to, which is essentially just that, he came from no money. And the money he'd be giving up is, the kind of money that would change most people's lives. He's also entering the last year of his contract, which is an important factor, right? He can't necessarily afford to be seen as a problem.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't necessarily think is a great thing overall. Over the years on this podcast, you guys have talked a lot about a guy like Colin Kaepernick, who hasn't been able to maintain an NFL job over the past few years because he's seen as a problem, and not so much because of his ability. So, as much as I respect Devontae Adams for saying, like, this is money, I'm going to go take it, I also appreciate the fact that Aaron Rodgers is in a position to say, I don't care how much money it is, these are my principles. So I'm going to play both sides of that particular fence.
Yeah, dude. Fences have two sides for a reason, right?
It's true. Yes.
It's
Nobody
not a
likes
fence.
a fence straddler, though.
Yeah, but no one likes a one-sided
That's
fence.
true, but
because you got a one-sided fence is just
I mean,
a wall,
one-sided
dude.
fences are physically impossible.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, they exist somewhere.
Checkmate. Now, I thought I heard, and it may have been along with Devontae Adams' remarks or purely speculation or something I read from some other wide receivers that were planning to show up. I don't know. I thought I heard this. The sentiment was that they're like, nah, don't worry, Rodgers will be here, when it's time.
When it's time, it reminds me of Bill Murray. Bill Murray is known to. I don't know if you ever heard of the stories of Bill Murray, and on set, a lot of his movies, they don't know if he's going to actually be part of the movie until he shows up to the movie.
Really?
Yeah, he's a really weird guy, and he's kind of like that. You should look it up. Bill Murray doesn't sometimes, like the Ghostbusters, the most recent Ghostbusters thing. The Ghostbusters 2. They didn't know if he was going to be part of it until and somebody's like, through the grapevine, they heard that he'll be here on time.
He might be there.
He will. He'll make it. But and then all of a sudden, when he needs to be there, he's there. And maybe that's what Aaron Rodgers is doing.
Maybe, but most actors can't do that, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean the team isn't down on him at all. I mean, maybe that's just some PR work, but the team seems to be just fine with what's going on. They're like, yeah, he's still our number one. He's still our number one, even though they just signed another quarterback.
Another one?
Jake Dolegala.
Dolagala?
Yeah.
Dolagala. That's a good one.
Dolegala.
Yeah.
Dolagala.
So that's number 4, which
that's a lot of QBs.
Which, at the same time, it's like, not just insulting to Rodgers, but like, what about the backup that they signed last year?
And the backup before that.
You know, like,
And the other
I don't
backup
know.
they
they
signed
don't have
2
any
weeks
confidence
ago.
in anybody. Like, what are the Packers doing? And the main,
Well, everybody knows this guy's not going to make the team, though, right? They just need somebody at camp to throw to receivers.
That's
If
true.
Rodgers isn't going to be there,
True.
somebody has to take the practice reps. Everybody knows he's
Yep.
not making the team.
True.
I'd like to see him go even more extreme and just try to make an entire team of quarterbacks.
That might be.
One more.
That might be a
Because
thing.
everyone could
Or
do
trade
everything.
all.
and then trade them all to the Yankees.
Yeah, this is all your Yankees' entire roster of catchers from MLB The Show, right?
That
And
was
who knows?
RBI.
Who knows? Maybe this is just a ploy for the Packers to rile us up, the Vikings fan, and get hopes into our. Maybe this is just all a ploy. This is all fake news. Because
They love riling up the Vikings
one
fans.
of the things I wanted to mention was, well, like, why are we even caring about this? Why are we even talking about the Packers so much? And
This is a sports podcast.
The answer is because
Schadenfreude.
it doesn't open up the answer is the question is or the answer question, I don't even know anymore, but does it open up the north? You know, does it open up possibilities for the Vikings to do better than they normally do, right? Is it an opportunity for Cousins to show us how great he is, right?
Yeah.
Is this the dragon blowing down the wall and opening the north?
It might be. I mean, now there's the XFL, CFL, the USFL, the Rodgers not playing. You know, is there really that many football players out there to fill up all these teams? You're gonna see the Vikings do well, right?
Yeah.
We make a lot of
probably.
football players in this country, Fuzzy.
We do. But yeah, I think
After we trade them.
I think it might be a ploy, guys. It might be a ploy to get Vikings fans ready to be like, it's our year. It's our year.
Oh, Vikings fans, it's always our year.
Yeah, dude. Do you need to do that?
What is slashing?
Slashing is like that, you know.
Last week we talked about how a Wild player got an award. This
with some lady. I forget her name.
this week
We got the Jack Adams Award, on Friday.
Dean Evison got the Jack Adams Award on Friday. Yeah.
What's that award about?
Splinter.
This is a good one.
Oh, he didn't get it on Friday. He's named a finalist for the Jack
he's
Adams Award
But he's a
to be
shoo-in, right?
awarded on Friday. So first full season, not being interim coach, he's done a real great job.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, for a team that's not in the finals, that's pretty cool.
So I imagine this is a Coach of the Year honor.
Yep. Yeah, I would think so.
I don't know Jack Adams. The only Jack Adams I know is in the Hybrid 2.
Yeah, hybrid 2. We could bring.
No, that's Jack Evans. I'm sorry.
That's Jack Evans, not Jack Adams. The Stanley Cup Playoffs is still going on. Our Vegas Knights are going up against our birthday friend C-Dubs' New York Islanders. Remember
he got
how
knocked out,
C-Dubs
dude.
mentioned that he is the part of the New York. He's the New York Islanders.
Oh no, there they are.
He likes them. And then the Lightning versus the Reds, I believe.
Yep.
No, it's Lightning Islanders, and then you got Knights and
Oh,
Canadiens.
that's how it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
So yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's Islanders Knights
Yeah.
versus Lightning versus Red.
Yeah.
Well, look at
No,
the lines.
No,
It's,
no,
they go up and down, and then to the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every bracket ever has been set up this way.
New York leads 1-0. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want the Knights to win because they beat the Wild. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah, that way we're second best as we discussed.
So cricket news. I decided to look up the rankings of cricket, right?
They got rankings?
Oh no, not rankings. I looked up standings because, like, most sports is like standings and shit.
Yeah, we'll go
know?
over like the leagues and win losses and
Yeah.
like how it's
wins, losses, and all that. And I'm like, the cricket's got to have standings, right?
Of course.
Playoff standings and stuff.
Probably.
So I looked that up, and they're like, no, we don't have standings. We have rankings. And I'm like, what?
Oh.
Okay, let's look up the rankings. It's got to show the wins and losses, right? And it says New Zealand is number 1, and Sri Lanka's number 9, and then there's like tons. It's not just 9 teams. There's like tons of them. I don't even remember how many numbers there are, but there's a lot of them.
There's at least 24.
A lot of numbers in cricket.
And they're in order by rating.
New Zealand. New Zealand's number 1 with 17 matches, 2,054 points, and 121 rating. Australia is number 2 with 25 matches, 2,945 points.
Well, that's more
118 rating.
This is absolute nonsense.
India is number 3, 29 matches, so that's more than all 3 of them. What? 300.
They got 3,300 points.
Yeah, 3,344 points. 100. What?
And they
that's
got
good
the
for
same
115.
rating.
Dude,
They got the same rating as England.
I don't get. I don't get cricket sometimes. My friend C-Dubs that used to be like a host here and stuff. He got me into cricket.
And then he ran off.
Really, God damn it, I wish he was here so he could just tell us the points and how the system works, because he was able to explain to me, how to watch cricket and stuff, and I knew what all those numbers are.
He knows what to put your eyes pointed at.
And I just wish he was. I really wish he was here to tell us kind of like how this stuff went, but he's not here. What?
I'm here.
Whoa!
Hi.
Wait!
Well,
C-Dubs.
So I actually have no clue about this either, but I think it's more of an average type thing. I think it's based off of what they think, like you'd run, how many runs you'd score per 10 wickets per game per inning, that type of thing is what I think it is.
Stop.
Oh, dude, I got a great idea.
1, you don't know.
No. I would guess, though, based off of how it looks, just off of
Why
just
are you
staring at
here? Why are you here then, man?
I know.
It's good that you jumped in.
The whole
I bursted
the
in
whole
because
bit.
I wanted to be here for my birthday.
Dude,
Happy birthday to
Happy birthday,
C-Dubs.
C-Dubs.
the whole bit, you ruined it.
Sup,
Yeah,
ruined
I
it,
know.
man.
I don't know something.
Well, like
I'm not expert Andy.
Well, I told Jordan the Hest of tonight that C-Dubs is going to show up. No, I didn't say that, did I? No, I didn't even say that. I
No.
said the bit is, he's like, oh man, I don't know anything about cricket. I'm really nervous about it. And I'm like, dude, don't worry. None of us know anything about cricket. The bit is, C-Dubs was not here, and I would say, I really wish he was here. And then he fucking showed up.
Boo.
And you don't even know.
No, I don't actually know this one.
And just so everybody knows, this is a bit. I'm not mad. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Want me to blow your mind?
Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is Jordan, and this is C-Dubs. Hest.
Hello.
Meet Hest.
Hi.
So much hest.
Okay, time to
So much hestiness.
blow our mind.
So
Okay.
James,
I know what it means.
what does it mean?
Well, you see, I took a calculator, and I divided the points by matches, and the rating is the answer. So it's simply
Probably-
average. Yeah, that's it.
It's just kind of
Why don't they just call it
Runs
points per
they
match?
score.
That's stupid.
Rating
Yeah.
rating
It's
equals
probably-
points per match.
Yeah, it's just the points probably equal how many points they've scored per all the matches, equal to that total, and then the math would be how many are they averaging per inning.
No,
game.
it's not even that much.
Still don't see how that determines who the best team is.
Who scores the most points per?
Yeah, if you're scoring 121 runs per inning compared
match.
to anyone else, that's more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not how you keep track of who the best baseball team is. It's not who scored the most runs in all the games.
No, it isn't.
it's not.
It's how you keep track of who
It's
the
just
best
kind of
cricket
mind
team
blowing,
is.
man.
But that is used in like World Cup soccer, right? Like you have a goals per. You have wins and losses being the main determinant, but then you have goals per game as a tiebreaker.
Yep. It's that.
You don't
that
have wins and
non-American
losses on here.
approach.
Okay, we'll come back to this topic
That's
in
true.
the future, guys.
Messi se da cuenta y cambia.
Pirlo afinando, ya cobra, pelota por arriba. ¡Gol!
Okay, we've heard that bit before. We don't need to hear the whole thing. Soccer is in action in Minnesota. The USLW League, pre-professional women's soccer league, is kicking off its inaugural season in May of 2022, and Minnesota will be part of it. The league announced that Minnesota will be one of the 8 teams when the league starts next summer. Public launch event was held Sunday afternoon at Elizabeth Lyle Roble Stadium in Falcon Heights to introduce the team to the community. There hasn't been a name picked yet. What do you guys think? What do you think that the soccer team's name should be? What's going on?
That sounds good for like even like Minnesota United fans, because that just means like they think that we got enough interest in soccer to support another team. So.
Yeah.
That's
Minnesota is a big soccer state. I
Love
feel
it.
like it has been
it's
quite
gonna
for
be
quite a while.
right now, tomorrow, forever.
It's pretty cool.
But I think they should be the Minnesota Whirligigs.
The Whirligigs. That's okay. How about this? Hold on. I got a new thing here. Oh shit, where did I put that? Hold on, guys. This is the best radio ever. I got this new bit.
Are whirligigs those seeds, the helicopter seeds?
No, I think it's like a pedal helicopter.
Or like a helicopter hat?
Yeah,
don't discuss it, guys, because this is the new thing. The hold on. We all know what that sound means, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Fuzz Question of the Week.
Yeah, this is the Fuzz Question of the Week time, guys.
Oh.
What?
You all know what that means.
Yeah.
That's the sound of the...
I did not know what that meant.
Yeah, you did. The question is, what should the women's soccer team name be? Splinter. The Whirlybirds. C-Dubs.
Yeah, Whirligigs.
The Whirligigs.
The Blue Ox.
James.
I like whirligigs.
Joe Mo.
I'm allowed to elaborate, right? I remember this being part of the thing.
Yeah.
So the announcement was made in Falcon Heights, which is not a real city, but it's a 3-block stretch between St. Paul and Roseville, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to play on that and call them the Falcons.
Okay. And
can't do that. There's already sports teams named that.
no, there's no discussion.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
don't-
discussion.
I didn't-
No
you can have more than one
discussion.
Falcon.
I've seen other
Splinter, would you like to elaborate your choice of team name?
I just like the way it sounds.
Okay. And C-Dubs, what was your team name again?
The Blue Ox.
Why?
Because of Paul Bunyan.
Okay, well, Paul Bunyan. And then, James, why did you not decide to pick your own name, but you went straight with you went with Expert Andy before you even knew what Jomo's name was?
But that's because I just...
Jomo has been your best friend for like 20 years, dude.
Yeah, but Falcons...
Yeah, what the hell, James? Come on, man.
You didn't
I
even
think
know.
it would also have a really great logo, with the little guy.
Yeah, Falcons is pretty
Also,
low effort
okay.
comparatively, I think.
I also like. I mean, the Blue Ox is good, but it was Babe, and you can't call the women's soccer team the Babes.
That's why I didn't call them that.
I know, but
Well,
you
people
did.
would. People would.
People
No, wait a minute.
would.
No
People would.
There's no discussion. And
Whirligigs.
All right, I'm sorry.
Whirligigs
And
is the new name for those helicopter seeds. That's the logo.
And then you play the outro, right?
Yeah.
We all know what that sound means, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Buzz question of the week.
To be over.
Oh, next time I should go. Next time I should go. And that was. Oh. And that was. That sound, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Buzz question of the week.
There it is. Next time I'll go. And that was. Oh, I didn't get it again. Oh, well. Next time I'll get it. Next time I'll get it.
But next week is going to be super smooth.
It's going to be so fucking cool. It's going to be great.
It already is.
AEW did their thing again. They signed more wrestlers. The Andre Elito, who's going to be part of the Vicky Guerrera faction. They also brought in Arn Anderson's kid. Orange Cassidy goes one-on-one with Cesar Bononi. Darby Allin is going to go against Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky by himself.
Yeah, that's going to be
think he
very
really will?
interesting.
Sting's
I
not
think
gonna
they'll still
fight him.
find a partner for him. I hope they find a partner for him.
Nah, it's Darby. He wants to get his butt beat. That's what he does.
That
That's
is
his
what
whole
he
gimmick.
does.
It's just fine.
Ah.
This is what it is. I do have to say, I do think it's very interesting that Andrea is in AEW, considering that his girlfriend or wife or whatever is Charlotte Flair.
Oh, really?
Who's like one of the top WWE wrestlers.
That's Ric Flair's daughter?
Ric Flair's daughter.
Who's
yes.
a
What's her
legend?
real
Who's
name?
a
Ashley?
Allegedly?
Anne?
Anne?
I don't know what her real name
Mary?
is. I forget. But
Is it
Charlotte
Mary? Or does it start with an A?
I don't remember.
Afghan?
Lisa. Maybe it's Lisa?
Maybe it's Lisa. Lisa, you're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Jessica?
Ephraim?
Jennifer.
Juniper.
What's the first letter of the
Amaranth.
name? Maybe it's
I don't know.
Alexa. Oh no, don't say that because
Don't say that. Yeah,
no,
we don't
no,
want to.
no.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte. Is her
It's
stage.
and so her dad's Ric Flair. We just said who is part of the WWE Legends, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Legendary
He's also
Four
part of the
Horsemen. Yes.
Horsemen.
If
So was Arn Anderson.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, he was.
and so if Ric Flair is in the Legend, was Arn Anderson a Legend?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Is he signed a
But,
Legend? But he's a
the thing is-
AEW. See, there's that.
I just think it's interesting that if anyone were to be the next legend to jump ship, it would probably be Ric Flair and his daughter, because Rick's done it before. He's jumped ship.
So
He doesn't care.
So are you saying that this is a way in for Charlotte to get into AEW?
Ooh,
I think it's a way for a bunch of extra people to join AEW by him making this move
through Vicky.
I think it's a big door opening.
Vicky,
as much as a lot of other people was, I think this opens the doors for something people weren't expecting.
Vicky's opening up the door.
Can she shut it with her on the other side of it though? That'd be really
That
cool.
would be nice.
She opens it up the door, and while the last person comes in, she's like standing on the other side of the door, and then they shut it, and then she's like, "Wait, excuse me, open the door. This is funny." And then Nyla Rose like nails it shut all the way.
Yes,
and she's like, "I'm taking these wrestlers with me. We're gonna take over AEW." So it would be like. Yeah, it would be like the takeover, WWE's takeover of AEW. I love it. No, I don't love it. I don't like that idea.
Not takeover,
but I don't
like
the idea of the whole company. I'm just saying, I don't mind Ric Flair and especially Charlotte, a woman wrestler of that talent, coming to AEW would be huge.
Did we talk about this already? And if we did, I'd like to talk about it still. Is Hangman Page gonna be the successor of the championship of Omega's championship? Is he gonna take it away from Omega? And is Omega gonna lose it to him first, or is he gonna lose his other title shots from the other companies, or his belts from other companies? So Joe Mo, right? Like Omega currently has what, guys? 7 belts.
He's got 4 belts, 3 championships for 3 different companies.
Sounds like 7. Seven's a good number.
It's more like he's got 3.
4.
He's got 3, but he counts to 4.
Dude, have you seen him wear these 7 belts around him? It's crazy.
I can wear belts, man. I wear 14 belts someday.
So, do you think that Hangman Page is going to take the AEW championship away from him? And also, if he does or doesn't, is Omega going to lose the AEW one first, second, third, or fourth?
Who's going first?
Wait, are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. What's going to happen?
I think Julio Jones is going to be a great addition to the Titans.
Yeah.
I have no idea, man. I'm sorry. Wrestling is not my thing. I enjoy everything I know about wrestling over the past couple of years. I've learned from you guys. I don't know anything.
Well, let me tell you, the beginning of AEW, Hangman Adam Page and Omega were tag team partners, and they were awkward tag team partners because they weren't supposed to be part of the AEW as tag team partners. They were just friends in this thing called the Elite.
They weren't always on the same page.
Which included their friends, the Young Bucks, who were a really good tag team partnership. But the Omega was a good guy, and Hangman Adam Page was a good guy. Drank a lot, but whatever. And they were a great tag team match and partnership. And I had these stats, right? What were these stats? Hold on.
While you're finding those stats, I want to call out Expert Andy's great joke, saying they weren't on the same page. Since that's their name, the one guy's name. I learned that much in the last 30 seconds. That one of them is named Page. Expert Andy called out that they weren't on the same page. Great job.
Thanks, Show.
Yeah, remember when you did
Anytime.
that?
So yeah, their title, they got the tag team title, and their title defenses are up there with 9 successful title defenses as a tag team partnership, and that's as many as Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, and then Cody Rhodes has 8. So as a tag team, they had 9 successful title defenses, which I think would be a lot harder to do than as a singles person, because you never know what your partner's gonna do, and what you're gonna do, and you can blame it on yourself, whatever, right? So then they broke up because Omega started becoming an asshole and wasn't getting what he wanted. They lost the match. Is that how it went, C-Dubs?
Well, it's Hangman started getting heavier into the drinking, and then he betrayed the Young Bucks. So then he got kicked out of the Elite, and then Kenny started doing all these like precursors to betraying him. When then they finally turned on each other and fought each other in that pay-per-view.
Hangman's drinking got worse.
Yep.
And how did he? And he. Yeah.
And so then he started hiding in the shadows before Dark Order picked him up. That's what he was doing.
And he was feeling like bad about himself and not like showing up to matches and
anxious millennial cowboy.
Real doom spiral.
Yeah.
And then the Dark Order saved him.
And so then Omega started doing his own thing and became an asshole and opened up the forbidden door, which means that he started wrestling wrestlers in other companies that are not part of AEW, and started winning their belts as well. And now here we are.
He's got so many belts.
And the big story is that everybody thinks that Hangman is going to somehow drunkenly beat Omega at his pinnacle. Like, not to use that word because there's a faction that uses that word.
Because MJF has nothing to do with this.
Yeah. No. Omega is at his top of his game, and how is the lowly drunken cowboy who barely beat Brian Cage. How is he going to beat Omega?
I think I have come up with this angle finally after a lot of thinking. I thought of this the other day. So what's happening, because based off of like what just happening against all odds, which Moose lost to Kenny Omega for the Impact title, so Moose did not claim it. The Young Bucks had to interfere for him to win.
Okay.
So they keep playing that Kenny needs interference to win. So eventually, when Kenny fights Hangman, the Dark Order is going to equal out the Elite / Bullet Club interference. And that's going to be able to be the distraction for Kenny to fall, is because he's waiting for someone to save his ass. When it doesn't come, Hangman gets the better of him, and that's how he finally defeats him.
So Hangman's not going to get a clean win, is what you're saying.
No, I think he will.
He will get a clean win.
He'll get a clean win because the interference will all happen on the outside. Nothing will happen on the inside. Kenny will be anticipating someone to interfere. It doesn't happen. And then Page takes over on that angle. I think that's my prediction.
Okay. Because it's a great story for him to win it, since he's the best friend that was shunned away, right?
And everyone in the company says he will be a champion someday. Everyone in the company says this. JR says it on his podcast. Arn Anderson says it on his podcast.
It's because they read the script, right?
No, because Hangman's actually that good.
Yeah,
he is that good.
Yeah. Hangman's really good.
When Jericho versus him happened, everyone thought Hangman would win. There's no way they're going to give it to Jericho because it's a new company, it's a new world. And then they were like, no, of course we're going to go notoriety first. But Hangman deserved to be in that picture, and that's where I think Kenny will lose, is to Hangman.
Do you think that he's going to win it first, or like where do you think in the dropping? There's so much.
I think he'll lose that. That will be his final belt, and then that will be when he hits his lowest. And when Hangman's the champion, he'll come to his aid and become his backup buddy. He'll save him.
Splinter, J-Mez, Jomo,
anyone?
That's a good story.
I think he'll probably lose to Kenny the first time around, and then maybe sober up and then beat him once he gets sober.
Maybe do a rubber match type thing.
That's my prediction.
Okay, I like that.
Do you think that the drinking is fully a story like that?
I think it's holding him back.
Do you think that?
Yep.
Do you think that that's because it totally seems like he is using alcoholism as part of his storyline.
It's gotta be. It's got to come around sometime.
Yeah, he's drinking with people in the audience. I mean, he's clearly always drinking.
We'll see.
Do you think a wrestler can do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they did it with other wrestlers. Have already done alcohol angles, and except they were real alcoholics and they didn't want to do those stories, which is the difference.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, like the AEW allows their wrestlers to have full control over their storylines. They don't have writers, right? That's the big thing. And with WWE and WCW, they had some alcoholic wrestlers. One of them was one of the big names was both of them were big names. The Hardy Boy, right?
Jeff Hardy.
Hardy, and then the guy part of WCW, NWO
guys. I can't remember which one it was.
What are the names? Nope, it wasn't.
Oh yeah, Scott Hall.
Scott Hall. Huge.
Yeah,
alcoholic.
he had a bad problem.
And but they played to it and
made him drink. Yeah,
made him. What? He is part of it, right? Like, or did he? Sure, he's under contract. He has to play this storyline, right? But he could have said no, right? Or is that, or are they taking advantage of him?
You don't really get that choice then.
No.
In wrestling back then, you didn't get that option. You did what you were told, or you didn't do anything, unless you were the top dog.
And so, yeah,
you did.
God, I mean,
I don't know what they were thinking with that angle.
Well, they did Jeff Hardy twice. They did him doing an alcoholic angle 2 different times, and the guy's had real problems in his life with that. That's really not cool. I know that they wanted to throw pee in Cesaro's face or whoever it was, or Sheamus's face. I don't remember who it was now, but Still,
So you don't even know who they got peeing.
Yeah, because it wasn't that great. It wasn't that great of an angle. Who cares? And then they had him like driving drunk and all this. Is fucked up.
So do you think that the drinking is not really happening with Hangman?
No, I don't think he's really.
You think it's all kayfabe?
Yeah.
I don't think they'd do it if he was.
Story, though.
Yeah.
I think they want to tell an alcoholic story and in a good way and like saving grace to it as opposed to it just being for an angle.
Man, I mean, if they are actually doing that, it would put AEW in such a higher light than I've ever even thought of them as before. If they are,
they're trying to positive messages.
If they're doing positive messaging like that through wrestling and wrestling storylines, and not just being like, "Oh, this is funny."
Yeah.
Or
I think
whatever
they're doing.
Yeah, that's
sure.
That'd be something.
I think
else.
though this.
Hey, wait.
This coming Dynamite though is Arn Anderson's son Brock going to turn on Cody.
What's that?
I mean, his dad was one of the Four Horsemen, and Dusty was a big enemy of the Four Horsemen. There's bad blood, so I think. But then Arn Anderson is in. I don't know.
Or it goes the opposite way, and they turn out.
What are you saying, Splinter?
That Brock Anderson might turn on Cody.
Why?
Because Arn Anderson and Dusty Rhodes were mortal enemies.
Their families were. So they're gonna Romeo and Juliet it together.
I don't know why Arn follows Cody around.
Who's Brock?
I still hope he turns on him with Brock. Maybe that would be the case.
Who is Brock? We haven't explained who Brock is.
Brock is Arn's son.
Okay, so Brock Anderson, Arn's son, which I mentioned earlier, became part of AEW, right?
Yeah, he's debuting this Saturday.
And you're predicting, like how Sano likes to predict, because Sano's our big predictor. That now that Arn's son is part of AEW, that they're going to break off from Cody Rhodes' Nightmare family and beat up Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
Because Dusty, Cody Rhodes' older brother,
there's Dad.
Dad had a huge problem with the Anderson family.
Well, yeah, the Four Horsemen beat him up really bad several times.
So you're thinking that Arn's bringing in the son so he can beat up the Nightmare family
and join the factory?
Well, it would make sense that they're going against the factory.
I like it. Oh, that's so sweet.
Happy
I don't know.
birthday. So,
We'll see.
Anything else that we got, guys, before we go into fuzzy memory trivia?
I have one thing I want to say quick.
What's that?
I got a baseball today at work on my lunch break.
Oh, dope. That's a real baseball.
I was sitting in the pavilions, and a guy hit a batting practice home run, and some dude caught it, and then he just looked at me and he nodded, and I was like, sure. And he threw it to me, and I was like, cool, happy birthday to me. I got a ball. I'm gonna go back to work now.
Yeah, how juicy is it?
How juicy is it?
Is it sticky?
Oh my gosh, it's really
because
sticky.
they're checking the balls.
Actually, this is a pretty fresh ball. I think this was hit. This was taken out of its packaging and hit. That's about all I think that's been done with this ball because it is crisp except for the place the contact happened.
Nice. We are into fuzzy memory trivia. This is where I ask questions, and then the four. Whoa, there's four of you. Okay, the four of you answer the questions with the correct answer so you can get points. If you do not answer with the correct answer, you do not get points. I believe the score was 3-2.
And then we all got a point, so it was 4-3.
Okay, so then 3-2. Which pitcher, C-Dubs? Which pitcher was the first to win the Cy Young in both leagues?
Cy Young.
Incorrect. Gaylord Perry. Splinter?
Oh.
What college did MLB Hall of Famer Mike Schmidt play for?
Alabama.
Incorrect. Ohio University. Jomo. What country was Steve Nash born in?
Canada.
Incorrect. South Africa.
What?
James.
Yeah.
What 80s sitcom did Jim Harbaugh appear in?
That was head of the class.
Incorrect. Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
I
knew
met Mr. Belding one time. Fun fact.
Oh yeah.
How many C-dubs? How many games did the 2018 World Series last?
5.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding.
Dodgers were in it. They played against Boston.
Splinter.
The only game they won was the really long one. Anyway.
Which basketball player's name means little warrior?
Ernie Johnson.
Incorrect. Shaquille O'Neal. Another question that we've asked before.
I knew that.
Jomo, who was the winning pitcher in George Brett's Pine Tar game?
Roger Clemens.
Mike Armstrong. James, which Yankee was Jorge Posada's best man in his wedding?
Alex Rodriguez.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, I knew that.
And that is the end of Fuzzy Memory Trivia. C-Dub's got a point, so that's dope. Update those scores, your home cards. They are updated. And that means that we are at the end of the show. It was a long one again, boys.
We did it.
We did it. We got here. It is C-Dubs' birthday, so we have a special gift for you. Jomo thought of he brought he has a sentimental thing. Ready? Jomo.
Yeah, I'm ready. I was told at the beginning of the recording. I'll admit I didn't know that you were going to join, so I didn't know you'd be looking at me while I say this. But I was asked to put together something sentimental to celebrate your birthday. So now you're stuck looking at me while I do it. C-Dubs, I love you. I've never met you, but I've listened to you through 4 seasons of FuzzJockRadio, through what I'm going to call the first 2/3 of a pandemic, through the loss and reinstatement of your job, and through the beginning of your marriage.
Aww.
I have formed a relationship with you over that time without your knowledge or consent, but I've also formed an indirect relationship with you in the fact that I have known James for 20 years, and I trust him to love the right people. I will follow his lead into being your friend. The only thing that could make me sad on your birthday is the fact that I'm missing an opportunity to meet you while being on your show. That's not true anymore.
No.
You're here.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
But you deserve this break. And again, before you join late, I hope that the coming year brings you everything you could hope for. Happy birthday.
Aw.
Yeah.
That was really sweet. Thank you.
Wow, that was me. That was
That was
awesome.
so good. Wow, that was endearing. It's all hell.
I was not expecting that at all. James, you have a
you.
really awesome friend.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing
We
him
all
on.
have a really awesome friend, and Hess and you.
Hey, we can call this
All right.
the Best Friends podcast now. You're here.
Yes, Best Friends
Holy
podcast.
cow. Like the whole, like it's all wrapped up together. It's a perfect podcast. Everything comes back around.
My cat's not here.
C-Dubs is having a birthday, awesome birthday. Your cat's not.
My cat's not here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
My cats aren't here either. And C-Dubs'
that makes
cat's
it
not
fair.
there. And well, it's C-Dubs' birthday, and he's just showing us the cat. Is Phyllis there, Splinter?
Phyllis is not here. No, Phyllis is
Jomo,
not
do you
here.
have a cat? Oh, you do.
Kitties.
Well, look at that.
Dude, we're best friends with kitties.
Best friends with kitties. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the podcast.
What are you going to do now?
I don't know. James, what do you got going on this next week? What are you going to do?
Oh man, I'm trying to get to some spring cleaning. I quarantined myself from spring cleaning last year, so I'm finally getting to that, and it feels pretty good. So I just hope I don't injure myself from cleaning like a boss, you know.
C-Dubs, what do you got going on this next week?
Tomorrow is the grand reopening of Dodger Stadium, so we will have full capacity, and everything starts up for real starting tomorrow. So
Wow.
I've got to get ready for that.
Good
I
luck.
got that going on.
Good luck.
I'm gonna wear my mask still and everything and be safe though.
Yeah. Wait for that 70%.
Absolutely.
Mr. Expert Andy, what do you got going on this next week? What are you gonna do?
I am going to pack up the family, and we're going to rent an RV, and we're going to go camping.
We're not
And
gonna have you.
I know there's been nightmare movies and things made about this scenario.
Oh boy,
Jordan.
With
Good luck.
possibly with Ice Cube.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And we won't have you next week. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so we're not going to have you next week. So good luck. Listeners, please stay tuned in. I know that you're going to miss Expert Andy, but
I'm going to miss him.
But we'll have somebody. Mr. Jordan,
You'll miss me.
I would like to say thank you very much for being part of the podcast instead of just listening, and thank you for being an avid listener. I really appreciate it. And dude, I can't tell you how much it's awesome to re-meet you in a sober mind. What do you got going on this next week?
Yeah, I want to.
What do you got going for the rest of the life? If we don't see you again, what are you gonna do? We're gonna see you again. I know we will, but like, what if? What if?
I'm gonna be hanging out with my kids. So it's my daughter's 11th birthday tomorrow. So that's the big thing.
Happy birthday.
Almost birthday buddies with C-Dubs.
Yeah.
And then both my girls are playing softball. I've got a 15-year-old as well. And so this weekend I've got, depending on how things go, anywhere from 5 to 10 softball games to attend between Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, fun.
So that's my life right now. Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking I might see if my son wants to maybe go see a softball game this weekend.
Oh, that would be amazing. I would love to see you.
I might do that.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of like going to go see his softball games?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
Fuzzy, you want to come up to Golden Valley, watch some kids softball?
Oh,
It's not creepy if you know somebody.
true. Maybe. I got some fuzzy things to do probably this next week. I'm just gonna kind of hang out, be cool, and think about like happy stuff. I've been more lately. I find myself sitting here and being like, yo, I'm pretty happy.
Now the dangerous Nelson Cruz.
That one is hit hard to left. That ball's back, and there's your grand slam. Nelson Cruz.